Well, Malaki Ugumado is still with us here in our Abuja studios, and we're talking about strengthening the electoral process in the aftermath of the Ondo elections. We're looking at quickly, before we go to Lagos, the part whereby, some people accuse INEC of collusion because the secret part of the open secret ballot system was not observed, and that's what gave room for voters to be induced. Do you also see a role for INEC in this instance?
Certainly, the entire business of election management is that of INEC. If the strategies design worked out perfectly, the credit will go to INEC. If the strategies and mechanisms conceived and designed and operationalized, fell short of the expectation, the blame will go to INEC.
How quickly, how do you think we can hold security agencies accountable, since you also said they have a role to play here now, in terms of the allegations of inducement?
I have made the age-long assertion that vigilance is the eternal prize for liberty. It will be the responsibility of the electorate, whose collective will in terms of aggregate disposition determines leadership, to ensure that even security agencies, including INEC officers, who are in breach or abandon their responsibility, should be picked up. Reports should be made. Such reports should be followed up. And if we have credible evidence to show that this and that happened in frustrating the entire process that would have secured a free and fair election, that complaint should be followed up. And that is precisely why it is not squarely that of INEC or that of the police, but the generality of the Nigerian people who participate by some of the activities that we're all involved in, to be able to highlight this. And you've heard from even observers that these comments, these complaints, these success points have also been documented, and then it should be taken up.
Let's quickly take a question from Lagos.
Well, Malaki, there are those who wonder if the civil society groups are still as vigilant as they used to be once upon a time. But away from the elections now, what does the Committee of the Defense of Human Rights think about this tariff or data price hike by the telecom companies?
Well, the previous statement must be attended to, because I lead one of those such civil society organizations. It cannot be discountenanced that even the civil society organizations and groups and community, as it were, also suffer some lull after the transitions that we had in Nigeria. However, there are serious determination on the part of those who now superintend the affairs of those major civil society organizations to ensure that they live up to the expectation. Now, on the tariff, I think that the idea itself is conceived in treachery. It is nurtured in mischief and delivered in perfidy. And for that reason, we'll see a coordinated resistance. Now, the first point is to notice what is the responsibility of NCC. The enabling statute creating that commission, establishes it to regulate that sector and that industry sector of the economy. Now, at the point where it is understood, except we will soon be proved wrong, which I don't think will happen, that it is the same body that is nudging the providers of this service to effect these increases, it becomes suspect, and it calls for serious concern for several reasons. The one is that regulation does not only mean increase, if at all it means that. I have made the point that regulation is not about pricing, as it were. But even if it has to be that, it is not essentially, it mustn't be for the purpose of increase.
Mr. Ugumado, I'm afraid that we'll have to quickly wrap up now. Okay. We are totally out of time. We will definitely come back and explore this this issue much further in subsequent editions of Sunrise Daily. We thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for the opportunity.
We've been speaking with Malaki Ugumado, who is the president of the Committee for Defense of Human Rights. That will be it from here in Abuja. It's back to you now in Lagos. Thank you. I'm Maokwe Ogun.
Well, that's where we draw the curtains on the program today. Thank you all for watching. I'm Chamberlain Osol.
Many thanks. I'm Sulaiman Alede.